Hi, this is Gosuico, and I am taking a break from all that medical stuff and just giving you guys a huge mahalo and thank you, especially to EMT paramedics who just on Facebook promoted my video. I want you guys to take all of that information and do what you can to be better and faster and stronger at the people that you already are. So be my heroes and take that information and go with it. About going to Hawaii. The very first thing I want you to think about going to Hawaii, the only thing I want you to plan is on day one of your trip, I want you to go to the top and watch the sunrise, if you're into that. Watch the sunrise from the summit of the volcanoes on either Maui or the Big Island. So you want to do this on day one because the locals have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning in order to drive up to the top of the volcano to watch the sunrise. But if you're on California time, or even better if you're on the East Coast, because it's 10:30 on the East Coast, right? It's like 7:30 to you, even though the watch says, your cell phone says 4:30. It's like 7:30 in the morning. You get up, watch a sunrise, come back down to the beach, take a nap, wake up for the rest of your tropical vacation for day 2, day 3, day 4. You can do whatever you want. So watch the sunrise from the top of the mountain. Don't watch the sunset from the top. I know there's a couple of businesses that try to sell you that, but basically the heat coming up creates humidity and you get a lot more chances of clouds here, and then from the top you can't see through the clouds, so the sunsets are kind of iffy. But you might get a chance to see the green flash from the beach, so watching sunsets from the beach is always a spiritual moment, at least for me it is. Manta rays. Man, manta rays are fantastic. So, first of all, plankton follow light. They're attracted to light, so they follow the moon at night. And when there's no moon, on a new moon night, or no moon night, the plankton come to the shores because we've got all these resorts and hotels that are shining lights down into the ocean. So, when the plankton come, the manta rays, who are plankton eaters, come after. So what I do, or what I've done a couple of times now, which has been great, is time it when there's a no moon night, go to the Kona Surf, go to the Jack's Dive Locker in Kona, and at 50 feet down, there is a beach underneath what used to be the Kona Surf Hotel. I heard it got sold to a different name now, but there's a beach, and you just sit on the beach, underwater, and you shine your light, and in about 2 or 3 seconds, these giant 12 to 15 foot manta rays, when I went last, there was probably 25 of them, came and doing a spectacular aerial show. So you start really high so they don't take off your mask if you start really low, but you shine your light really high and you just kind of watch them appear, and they do this amazing magical aerial show. It's all over YouTube if you want to look it up. And then as you get used to it, you can bring your light lower and lower so that you can get closer to them. They're plankton eaters, so it's super safe, and you're not doing anything but shining a light, so I seriously doubt you're doing anything for their, except for making it easier for them to eat. So there you go, manta rays. At the very top, when you're watching the sunrise, it's really, really cold up at elevation. So here's another hint. Take a parka that you've bought for $5 at the thrift store here on the mainland, and then shove that in your suitcase. Use that when you're up there watching the sunrise, and then donate it to a thrift store for another tourist over there in Hawaii, on the islands. And then now you have space to put your pineapples and your coffee and your other souvenirs where the parka used to be. So there you go, a couple of good hints about going to Hawaii, but it doesn't really end there. November through March are when the waterfalls are happening. It's the wet season. So if you want to watch the waterfalls and go on waterfall hikes, then go in the wet season. But if you don't have a waterproof camera, you want to go on drier hikes, you want to go on the off-season, on the dry season. Hurricanes happen anywhere between June and November, and if you're really careful, you can time your vacation to right after a hurricane, because that's when the fares drop down, right? Not a lot of people plan vacations when a hurricane's coming. So just after a hurricane arrives, plan your vacations because it's cheaper. December through April is whale migrations. If you want to watch whales, I recommend February is a prime month to go watch whales. Also, November through March is when you don't want to go scuba diving, right? Because the waterfalls, the wet season, all that is erosion. So you end up going, that ends up going to the beach, makes the water murky. You don't want to go scuba diving November through March and right after a hurricane. Last week of April through the first week of May is Golden Week. It's kind of like summer vacation for the Japanese culture. So if you're into people watching and or you love other cultures and you love crowds, then go to Golden Week in Hawaii, because it's actually a pretty cool thing to do. But if you're like me and you like a little bit of solitude and you like lower prices, then I generally avoid April through May. All right, December through March is the tourist season, right? Because it's cold here in the mainland, and so everyone's going to Hawaii. So that's also when the prime money is. So watch out for your fares for December through March. In November, you're going to have the big waves. So all your pro surfers are out there doing their stuff, showing off and having a good old time. So go to the North Shore and watch the pro surfers November through March. If you're learning how to surf, which is absolutely a great thing to do, go to Hawaii through June through September, because it's smaller surfs. Time it with your lunar calendar for a full moon or a no moon or a mid-moon if you're an ultra beginner, right? So if you're a beginner surfer, do your certification dives here in the mainland, but then do your open water dive out in Hawaii. So that's pretty cool too. Just wanted to promote and give you more information. This is my friend, Roz Savage. She has spent a total of 520 days alone at sea in a 23-foot rowboat for a message of ecology and sustainability as well as adventure. She went solo, completely self-contained. She grew her own bean sprouts. She slept in her little bunk. I've got her boat plans of Sedna, which basically her ankles hang off the bed when she's sleeping on Sedna. She spent over a year, closer to 2 years on it, trying to promote a message of sustainability and ecology. So catch up with her at rawsavage.com. This is my friend Gretchen Bleiler, who sent me her Alex bottles. We're promoting reusable and sustainable options for what we're doing to our world right now. So definitely find her. Share my stuff, please. There's tons of good stuff that I want to share with you all, and it's all on outside-365.blogspot.com. I'm not selling anything. Just want you guys to have a good time and share the good news with me. So anyway, before I say my last mahalo, I just wanted to say there's a bunch of guys in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's the holidays coming up right now. And the easiest way for you to share your care for them is to send them a card through the American Red Cross. So go to the American Red Cross website. There's definitely a way. It's not an internet hoax. If you go to the American Red Cross itself and send a card to one of our boys out there, one of our girls out there who are telling us that who are actively living the freedom isn't free. So there you go. Anyway, have fun. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, EMT paramedic. Thank you so much for being heroes and superheroes out there. Don't let them see your cape. And mahalo. Shaka.